10 seconds.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the View from the Dead Box. It's hot.
Is it
It's
hot?
Georgia hot. Yes.
Yeah, it's Georgia hot.
It's cranking up. And it's not hot, but it's hot.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
I hopped in my truck today and I was like, I thought it was hotter than what it was, which I was like, that's not a good fucking sign.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
April. I was like, ooh. And I've been in the AC all day, you know what I mean? The office keeps it at a good 67. So I had my jacket on. I get in the truck, I start driving home from Savannah, and my front windows aren't tinted, so that doesn't help. But I was like, my arms are kind of hot. I was like, it's got to be about 90. I looked at it, it was 81. I said, oh, fuck, this ain't good.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I said it's hot, but it's not hot. We have another 20 degrees to go.
Yep.
20 more degrees,
Gosh,
easily.
Yeah. By May, it'll be scorching. How bad do you think it's going to be at the NXL event in Florida? Because it's that weird time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be 65 or it could be 95 for Florida.
Yeah. As long as they don't say this is some of the best weather to play paintball in, right?
10 minutes later.
10 minutes later.
Jesus. So you had a little adventure this weekend?
Yeah, I went camping with some of our old teammates who, funny enough, actually all talked about the podcast.
Really?
So, yeah, because they were all, well, not all of them, but the story that two of them were there for was the time, we've told this on here, when we got kicked out up in Atlanta for requesting money back.
Of the hotel?
Of the hotel. Like, Stan was there, and we used his Lumina. I believe Gordon was also there. And there was another story we talked about. I think it was everyone getting into the minivan, Gordon's mom's minivan. And we had so many people loaded down in it. And they all talked about that, and they were like, "Oh yeah," like they were remembering all the stories too. So they thought it was cool, you know what I mean, getting able to hear them because like everybody gets a different perspective, and they're hearing like mine and yours. But so then they have it in their head. So it's cool for the guys that have been around and might not be around now, but were around like back in the early days, or even still now, some of them. But hearing all this stuff again. But yeah, it was a kayak camping trip. It was cool. I would do it again. I need to get you out on the kayak.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, why not?
You don't want to be out in the water. Like, I hate being on a boat as it is. It's like,
oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, you wouldn't like it.
It's like, no, I don't mind being on a boat. But it's like you don't control when you come in and when you come out on the boat.
When you're
there's a kayak, you can.
Yeah.
But it's like when you get out on a boat, like, it's not my boat. So you don't control, like, all right, man, it's about 3. Let's go ahead and head in. We've been out since 8 in the morning. It's like, boom. Next thing I know, it's fucking 10 in the night. I'm like, all right. And we're lost an entire day on the water. Fucking lobsters just smoked. I'm like, okay, this.
And some people love it.
Oh, they do. Like, I got buddies and it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is fun. But man, they go out from like 8 a.m. to like midnight every single night. Like, this is what they do, and they love it, dude. And I'm like, I don't want to be out in 4,000 degree weather all day, every day. You know, or I say every day, all day, all weekend.
Yeah.
I don't mind going out and hanging out with the guys and playing some games on the beach and like just going to like dock to dock, like some of the bigger bars. They have like these big like restaurants and bars, down the water. Yeah. They're pretty cool to like the bounce back and forth too, and hit some of the sandbars and stuff. But sometimes you get trapped out there. It's like you can't just tell them, all right, boys, let's go ahead and turn it around because, you're on their shit. So
that happened a little bit because there were 6 of us and we won't talk about kayaking too much in this, I promise. But we went out in the morning. We all kind of like hung together, safety in numbers. Yeah. We're all in an area we've never been. Everyone's in their own boats and we're all like within like 100 feet of each other. Like they were all fishing. I didn't do any fishing. I did one cast and I'm like, I forget how much I really don't like fishing. But
yeah,
so I just more paddling. I wanted to look around and you'd see everyone breaking off. Then we'd all come and talk. And then like, we came back in the morning, so we were out for like 2 or 3 hours. We hung around camp, ate lunch, played some cornhole, went back out at about 3:30. And we didn't really kayak far because we were like, it was like a slow meandering, like staying along the coast of the lake and stuff like that. And then like one dude, he was having trouble with his kayak. So he was like, y'all keep going. I'm going to anchor here and just fish here. So then he did that, and so we all moved. We were like kind of keeping him within sight, and then a couple others wanted to go further. So a group of us stopped, and we were like, okay, they're like, we're gonna go to the next bend and then come back. Well, they did that, but by then it was like 7, and none of us have lights on these kayaks, so like legally we can't be out on the water. And it's like it's gonna be light within an hour, but it took us 2.5, 3 hours to get to that distance.
Yeah,
we covered the same amount of time, like ground going back in 20 minutes. Like just fucking, it was straight paddling. I don't know how far like that stretch was.
It probably was a lot closer than you thought it was.
Oh yeah, the issue was we were able to.
Did you take your time going out there?
That, and then on the way back, we were able to do more of like a straight line. Like going there, we literally, like I said, hugged the bank. And then we didn't hug the bank like this. We kind of were out, not in open water by any means. I mean, it was deep. It's like 45 feet deep. Towards the middle of that lake, and then it's like a foot on the bank. But yeah, and then we came back, and there were all these people, and we were like, I don't know how fast we were going. We were probably doing 4.5, 5 miles an hour because a dude came by in a boat, and he was like, y'all are moving pretty good. And I was like, yeah, thanks. Like, we just paddled like.
Can you just hook to your boat and just pull us in?
You just had to pull us all in, but yeah, it was a good time. I'll get you on the kayak. I got 2, so me, you, and Courtney can go out one of these days.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out. I don't mind doing it once.
Yeah, but so what we got going on? Y'all had a scrimmage while I was gone. 843 was down, and was somebody else down?
Well, we had the defects were in. We had Project X. We had our team. We had 843. And I think Jeremy's playing with them for this NXL event, so he was down. And actually, Barry came down as well to coach them. Who else was there? And a couple of the walk-ons for one of the teams. GL2K, no show again.
Be like that sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. I know that. I think Chuck talked to him, and we were under the impression they were coming out, but I think they bailed. Trying to think what else. Who was supposed to have? Oh, we had a Jacksonville team was possibly going to come up because the weather looked like shit down there for them Sunday, but then boom, Florida weather, like Saturday night, it was like, just kidding, we're clear Sunday. So they stayed and played at Will's. And Will's had a pretty good turnout too.
Yeah,
I seen Marco was there, and a lot of the VM guys from Orlando went up there. They're like, why don't you come down? Like, we got a bunch of dudes here, man. We had a good practice. And the sad thing is 843 came up and supported us and helped themselves. It's great. And we barely had enough guys to fucking field the team. And I was like, I was kind of pissed. And typically we'd be fine because Jamie would be there, but he fucked his shoulder up, so we're nursing it to get to the NXL event. And Dan got locked on ROM, which is restriction of movement, so they're locked on post. He's not allowed to leave post until May 15th.
Yikes, that's a rough
So he had to withdraw from both NXL events. Or sorry, we were playing D35 and D3X ball. He had to withdraw from both of those, and he doesn't. And we think they're gonna hold him till 15th. So he literally can't leave the post until the 15th. So we were already down 2 of our main guys.
Yeah. I was out.
You were out. Yep. Yeah, we don't have Payne anymore, so he was gone. I'm like, okay, well, we were down mainly at most of our guys. So the night prior, I was kind of worried, so I reached out to Frank. And I'm like, hey, can you come out tomorrow? And he's like, well, I work tomorrow. I'm like, fuck. And I told him what's going on. He's like, I might just call in for you. Come out there. I'm like, thank God you're a shitbag at work so you can come in. And he definitely came in clutch. And so it was basically me, Shane, and Jamie, or God damn it, me, Shane, and Frank. Yeah. And then we played with Jonathan Davis from way back in the day. He's coming back out. And Weston, actually, all day long. Well, until like probably 1:30-ish. Yeah, your boy, the GOAT.
That sounds fun.
Hey,
he played good. I mean,
he played really good. It was hilarious because I was telling 843 guys, I'm like, Jonathan's ranked D5 technically, and Weston
is too.
I think Weston might be as well. And I'm like, I know Wes has not played an event in like,
oh God,
58 years.
Yeah, I mean,
or even practices.
Last time I played a tournament with him was probably 2012.
Yeah.
I mean, and he wasn't. Me and him played a little bit in like 2014 together in Statesboro.
Yeah, but there was nobody really there. You know what I mean? That's he played really well. for just randomly stepping back out. And I think it helped us because the field he got to step back out on was very traditional. So it was how he used to play. And he's like, dude, I was watching some ball the last couple months. He's like, and the way they play nowadays is so pussy. He's like, it's all zone defense.
That sounds like him.
And I said, yep. And he's like, they just sit back, shoot 40 pods of paint. Nobody wants to move. It's like 4-minute points. He's like, it's so pussy ball. And I'm like, I can't agree more. Like, I've been preaching this for a month now. Yeah. I'm like, or longer than that. But, I'm like, but I'll tell you what, looking at the field on paper, it looks very, very fast.
Yes, I would.
He's like, you think so? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I sure hope so, dude. He's like, I can't deal with playing like the zone, the weak shit. He's like, I want to run down into the guns. Like, I want to get in somebody's face. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, I think this was gonna work out that way, and it did. Like, that's how the field played very, very fast.
He probably he was probably able to play at the center on that field, wasn't he? Him or Shane?
He played Doritos. He played the 1 and the 2 in the Doritos. Yeah. So
how old is Weston now?
41.
41. Okay, I was just curious. Like, I mean, I haven't. And I said, me and him never, not like we didn't get along. We just played different. It didn't always agree. It was never bad or anything. Like,
yeah,
there's just a few things I was like, I don't like playing with that guy. That's all it ever was. I mean, we're like you. When I made that face, it made it sound like we don't like each other. I don't think that's the case.
No,
it's not that bad by any means, but it's just more like, oh, we're just different. We just play the game different. It just doesn't click when we're playing together.
Yeah, well, no, people are like that though. People are like, some people can't play like people like that's just they can be two great players, and the personalities on the field just do not get along.
Yeah.
Everybody always asks how I can play with Weston.
I was gonna ask that too because y'all shouldn't.
Well, so check it out. So this is how I see it. I see Weston as an older version of myself.
I mean, yeah, I would agree.
Because everybody says Weston's an asshole. I'm like, yeah, but I'm an asshole. I'm like, so it's fine. But you gotta also think, I knew Weston when I was about 13 years old. So I grew up playing with him from probably 13 to like 20, 21.
So he's about 7 years older than you, give or take?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, he's 41. I'm 33. So, very close. Yeah. So they were able to like transport my ass around from like the bigger tournaments. So when I was like 15, 16, they were all playing like D2 X ball or D3 X ball for like CFOA, and I was just playing with them for wherever we went, you know what I mean? Because we didn't have much here. So whenever they went to a big event, I just traveled with them and I went and played with all them. So so it was pretty good. Then a couple of the LCP guys came out, some randoms, and then Chris Jenkins from way back from Jack's Raiders Day from a long time ago.
I don't recognize that name. So
yeah, he brung out 2 or 3 guys, and they're prepping for the NXL. So they're like, I think they're playing D5, I think. So they came out, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think we had a mandatory practice set up for this coming weekend, and the 843, I assume we wouldn't see them until after NXL because Augusta was going to have 2 big practices, the 18th and the 25th. But I think Daryl, the guy that owns Augusta, I think his name's Daryl, Darren. One of the 2. I think it's Daryl. Said that they were not going to be in town. They were closing the field for the 18th, so they needed a place to play. And so we more than happy to have him down. We need the spins. Me and Jamie definitely, and it would have been Daniel's bum ass. But so we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do in NXL because Shane wants to play it really, really bad, and I definitely do not blame him because it's hard to play an NXL event that's right here in the backyard. So I told him that we could probably put a D4 5-man team together. We just have to look at the pieces we have and do something like that. Obviously, I don't think we have the bodies for X ball that are competitive, so I just don't think it would work that way. So
yeah, if I hadn't been just starting this new job, I would have been able to swing it with the old one, but I just can't get the time off yet. Anything after this month, I'll be able to get in, but we shall see.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to come down Friday night, hang out, like watch the event Saturday, and come back Saturday night. But
if you guys end up doing 5-man is Saturday.
Yeah, I need to be. I might have to talk. Well, I'll see how it is.
Because that's what I told them. I'm like,
yeah.
If you guys can get a team in, I'm like, just do a 5-man. It might be a lot easier on everybody's scheduling to get in on a 5-man line. And he's like, dude, it's like, I'm pissed. He's like, this layout. It's like, I love this layout, and he's in love with it. I'm like, yeah, for sure. And he's like, I really want to play it. It's like, I feel like we're missing out on a big opportunity. I'm like, we are. So he's like, you're gonna play, right? I'm like, well, I'm already on 2 of the lines. He's like, oh, well, when did that happen? I'm like, Shane, like I said this like 2 months ago. Like
Yeah.
I said, hey, we need to prep everybody and get everybody ready because me, Jamie, and Daniel I said me and Daniel probably won't be on the line. And I said, so we need to prep and figure out what's going to go on, but I think we'll figure it out the next week.
Oh yeah. So, we got 1 weekend to figure it out, really.
Yeah, so this week, actually.
Yep. So I mean, when does registration even close?
It should be the Monday of the event, I believe.
I'm gonna check.
It should be Monday of the event.
Let's see. So while I'm looking this up, you kind of answered this a little bit, but one of my questions on my sheet were like, so how did the layout itself? It played very fast. You said, was there anything that really stuck out to you? Like nothing.
I think. Okay, I will say something. I think
registration closes tomorrow. FYI.
All right, we'll figure out something tonight then. Yeah. I thought the snake side would be a lot more potent than it was, and I think it is, but neither team, we were having so much more effectiveness on the Dorito side and up the center than anything in the snake. We did have a couple points in the snake. It's just, it looks like it would fuck people up a lot more, but if there's a guy in that corner, the snake can do nothing. The corner can literally sit on the outside of the wire and just shoot into the snake the entire time and pin him. So they're like wasted. So I think on paper it looks like that snake is like can destroy everybody, and until that corner's gone, it's like locked, and it all comes from the center and the Dorito side. Everything
that is very traditional. You know what I mean?
Quick. Actually, I don't know if you just seen. I just actually put up a video on Facebook. Go look at it and tell me. It's pretty funny actually.
It's on your page.
I have normal page and laugh. I thought it was pretty. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, so that's you diving up in there? Yeah, that's you. Jesus. God, you got right the fuck up in there. So I haven't looked at the layout much, honestly, because I was like, I'm probably not playing this event, but I gotta look at it real quick before I ask this question. Why am I not seeing this? Is it not on Gunza? Why stupid? Okay, so that there is that brick there. I couldn't tell what you were diving into, if it was a brick or a wing.
Yeah, it's a brick.
Okay. Looking at this now, and I was going to say this at the beginning because I remembered how the center looked with all the mini W's there. It reminds me of like at your dad's field back in the day when we would lay the X down.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously not exactly, but when I looked at this, I said, "Oh, that's like when we used to like lay the X down," because it's kind of X shaped on paper here. Yeah. But yeah, so those are tall cakes in the snake, or are they little cakes? They look like tall ones.
It's staggered.
It's staggered. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it now in the 3D view.
Yeah, so it's like short to get in, tall, short. Actually, I think there's only 2 talls. I think both the talls are your snake 2s.
Are your snake 2s? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look like a nice layout. Like
it plays really well.
Yeah, and those how are those wings that are on like the 40s?
Crucial, very crucial.
Yeah, they look important.
Yeah, and they're very easy to get to.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting kind of my first. Like I said, when I made the call out sheet for you real shittily and quickly on my phone, that's the only time I really looked at it. But
so I sent that layout to the VM guys,
Oh God, I bet I got fucking roasted. I made it on the shitter at work real quick.
So I sent it to them because a lot of them are VM calls with a couple of my calls mixed in. And they were like, hey, who wants to make the line? And everybody pointed to me. I'm like, sweet. So I make the call out sheet, and everybody's like, oh, okay. Because, a lot of guys play scene like, yeah, that's fine. It'll work. And Chris comes in, and I've never heard his call today in my fucking life. Rangel was like, he wanted to change Alpha to Beast, which I have heard guys call the bunker going to the Doritos Beast.
Yeah.
And he wanted to change Cali to Command Center. And I know
so
that
long.
I know VM uses Command Center as the center. And I said,
are you giving away all their call outs here on the podcast? Or are you good?
No. Okay. And I was like, Command Center. I'm like, yeah, because that's so much easier to say than Cali.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it didn't say anything. And then he wanted to change God, which is I thought the most universal call in the world. Yes, right. He wanted to call. Actually, he wanted to leave God alone. Sorry, he wanted to change fire, which I know is a VM call, to deer. And I said, "Huh?" He said, "Yeah, deer." I said, "What the fuck is deer?" He said, "It's dear God." And I said, "Oh Jesus." It's like you call it like dear God snake, like dear God snake. You know what
I mean, I can get it.
I can get it, but I'm like, well, ours works the same way. It's like fire, then ice, then God. You know, you
Yeah.
have fire, you have ice, and God. It's like, so I said it works the same way. And so he's like, yeah, just change his calls up. So then me and Josh are like setting the rest of the calls up, and he's about like, we're about to just mass blow them out to all the VM lines. And he's like, hey, do you want to change these calls to Cali, to this and that? You want to change the command center and this, that? And I'm like watching the chat, and Rangel isn't viewing the chat. And I give it like 5 minutes. I'm like, nah, fuck it. We're good, dude. Go ahead and send it out to all the lines. We just blasted to all the lines. And then Josh is like, the amount of feedback I am getting back from these call outs, he's like, is wild. He's like, everybody's mind's blown. I'm like, if you learn the call outs one time, you can apply these call outs to everything. You really can. You know what I mean? It's simple.
I mean, that's when I make the call out sheet and I can sit in front of a computer and do it. I make it. I look at an old layout to be sure I didn't miss anything. I send it to you the first time before I send everybody else. Hey, we want to change it. You know what I mean? Real quick before I do the finalize. We might change something. We might not. We might add something, whatever. And then I send it out to the group. And it's like, hey, here's the call outs for all our teams. I mean, it's only 2 or 3 normally. But, and then the Savannah guys, they use the call outs too.
Yeah.
But I think I know why he might be trying to change that dear God call out. How much of the Play the Game podcast do you listen to them at all?
Yeah, I listen to like most of the bigger players when they're all in there.
Okay, well, they had Thomas Taylor on recently, like a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now. But Marcelo brought up about wanting to change the call out, the God call out, because he thinks it just. And I see what he's saying. He thinks it sounds bad on the like webcast when you hear people saying, "We killed the God, we killed the God." And so I don't know if that's what Rangel's thinking too, but that was what And then like Thomas and he goes, "Oh, I never thought about that." He goes, "I always thought about it as it's like a very powerful bunker."
Yeah, exactly.
And like he goes, or you're getting into something powerful, so you want to know where he is. And that's what Tyler Harmon said too. They were both seeing it that way, but it was just funny that, I mean, dear God, I mean, I get that it can
and
work.
Then I said, well, if we're at it, we might as well change home to O. Oh dear God! I'm like, we'll just fuck around, I guess.
I mean, we really could. That's actually not a bad idea. But
yeah, I told him that.
You could actually do that. You could. We can. Actually kind of works really well.
Yeah.
We could have oh dear, then God, and then S1, whatever the fuck down it.
Yeah. We're not doing that. The call outs work. When I explained to you guys the calls we were going to use from like going forward, it was like tricky for some of you guys maybe in the beginning, but now you can literally just apply it to every single field, and it's the same no matter what field you put up. You know what it is, so it's not a big deal. So it's just so much better that way. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have one other question that kind of goes along with this, and then I have one other topic we can do after that. This should be a short one. Do you think this venue's going to have a big turnout?
I think so, because it's going to be the first pro event of the season, because the pros did not play at the last event.
Yep.
And it's going to be in Florida. So you'll get Texas teams, Florida teams, all the Southeast teams, and the only teams really missing is maybe some of the Cali teams, but that's really about it. I think you'll get a lot of the East Coast teams.
You think it's going to compare? It's not going to compare to cup size, though. I wouldn't.
No, it never will. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I was just curious how you thought, but
yeah,
definitely.
Cup is always. Cup is always going to be that way because it's Cup. You know what I mean?
For sure. So this is it's probably not that big of a topic either, but it's going to really get you going.
Oh, God.
So do you remember the last time you called me? Do you remember what you called me to ask?
Yes, you motherfucker.
Okay, wait. Yes, that's the best reaction. So what's up with all the craziness with these fucking headbands?
Dude, I am telling you right now, I don't care what you were doing. You missed out on an opportunity to make $400 in cash.
I know. I was
Instantly. Instantly.
You don't understand.
I would have thrown that fucking kayak in a lake and been like, let me go buy this headband real quick. Well, the problem is on a release, they sell out the entire site in under like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Every single band, right? They sell all of them out. Well, when they're all gone, they just go for astronomical prices. And when I say astronomical, they go for like insane prices. And we're talking, you buy
real quick before you get too deep into it. What do the average headband costs go for?
Okay, so saying So they go from, they're in levels of, I don't want to say levels of rarity because sometimes the cheaper ones are more expensive, but they're typically the $80 ones or $85 ones are worth, or 80, I think they are 80. But anyways, they have like 1 out of 118, I think, 120. Then the $100 ones are 1 out of 90, I think. You know what? I got 3 of them right here.
Oh, here you go. Like this is what you love. You love getting
all right, so this one's this is number 34 out of 90, and this is number 83 out of 118. And the other 2 in the other room, I think they go 100. So these are the 3 levels of rarity. Besides some crazy like she has a Ryan Greenstone one's like personalized. That one's like a 1 out of 3. But this one is 34 out of 90. But inside that 90, there's different levels of rarity as well because they'll have 3 different levels of or 4 different tags. They'll have a white tag, a red tag, a gold like flake tag, and then like a blue tag, I think. And you can go and track, okay, there's 90 of these headbands. How many of these headbands have red tags? And they go 5 or 7 or 10. And that's how you can track the rarity of them. But the quality of these are, I will say, there are no headbands that are anywhere near this quality. They're insane. Like the cloth is like it's so hard to explain. You'd have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it this week.
But they're very personalized. So they have a picture of Alex and Oliver in there, and they're like both hand signed. They're not like printed signed.
Yeah.
And typically some of them will have notes in them. They also have a pendant in there, a metal pendant, and they come wrapped in every case you get for every drop, because every drop they do is a different weapon. It has a different case and a different picture and different signatures every single time. So they're all hand personalized, every single one of them. They're not just Sandana just like dumping them out there, right? But I told the guys, I'm like, I don't give a shit if you don't like headbands. If you even hate headbands, buy one of these headbands and you can put it up online. It will sell out in 5 minutes for $500. He's like, no, it won't. I'm like, listen, I'm telling you, buy the fucking headband. So 2 guys who don't even use Facebook got on, bought the headbands, and I showed them where to put them at. They posted them up. They sold in under 8 minutes for $450 instantly. It was. I'm like, it's dumb.
I would have liked to have done it, but I was literally fighting. I had just ran cable through that kayak to control the rudder with my foot, and I hadn't got it tied down yet. And I was like, I couldn't do anything. I was like literally on the phone with you, and then using my feet to hold a wire while I was trying to tie it with my other hand. I was like, this is fucking hell.
Well, so the deal was, I found a silent drop. Oliver Lang put a huge comment, or I say his name is Oliver White Cloud.
Yeah.
In there.
What do you think that's about, real quick?
He's
just him.
Yeah, he's like we talked before. He's like out there on Cloud 9.
Okay, fair enough.
It should be Oliver Cloud 9, so it should be called.
Yeah, it should be. He's a little
well, he had this, like, I happened to like sub to one of the comments in there, just like see people like crying or whatever, and he said, I got a notification. It said Oliver replied to a comment you're in. I'm like, huh. So I just go in there, and it's this comment, dude, and it's like a 3-paragraph comment. And I don't know why. I'm like, let me just read this bitch. And I'm like reading. He's like, sorry guys, we're very limited quantity. You just have to stick with us. We're making as many as we can. We also don't want to flood the market and hurt the value of the bands. He's like, you have to see these aren't just printed out. They're all hand done. They're hand stitched. Everything is different. They're not one pattern is the same. And he's just talking and talking. And I get down to like literally the 3rd paragraph, and he goes, Well, by now, most of you have already stopped reading this because your lack of attention. You're somebody is like talking. He's like, but I'm basically just rambling on to let you know that I just made the site go live and there's a silent drop right now. All the headbands are up for sale right now if you go in there and look. And I'm like, what? I went there and looked. They were all available. I'm like, oh my God. I told everybody, I'm like, nobody knows there's a silent drop up. Go online, whatever one you want, buy. And we had like, I think Arthur got one. Kevin got one. McMurray got one. All of them got one. They've been wanting to get them and they can't.
Yeah.
There's like 5 drops and they have not got one yet. I'm like, silent drop, silent drop, silent drop. So everybody, like all the VM guys, I'm like, silent drop. If you want one, go get one. And they all bought them. And I'm like, there you go. Like, this is probably the only one you'll ever get. I'm like,
I always tell you, man, you would have made a great salesman.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I've said that a fucking million times.
So now, how they're doing releases.
Yeah, you basically have to sign up, right?
Sign up for any email, and then they randomly select your name. Well, I probably won't be getting selected for a long time, but Kevin and Arthur and somebody, I think Chris as well, all signed up, and Kevin got selected to get another headband. So I think he got like a Shogun or something. I forget what he got, but he's getting another one. So I'm like, dude,
so like, are those new releases? Let's say, like we talked about this headband thing a couple months ago now. Like I found it on PB Nation. So are they changing the drops? Is it like each month is 100 of this specific one, or are they making like 100 of?
It's 100 of every design.
Okay. And then eventually, when they run out of those designs, they'll make new designs. They're not going to add we're going to add another 100.
All right, so these both came out the same drop, right? All right, so I'll take this one out so you can see this one. This is my other one. This one's called the Hector. This is like one of their Gucci ones. It's pretty dope, actually. I know the guys watching probably have a hard time seeing it, but there's a little pendant in there. You've seen that in the pictures, but all right, so. This is actually a gold tag. It's probably hard to see the camera, but it's a gold flake tag inside of it. But it's like tan, right? So it's tan, and it goes. I'll go like this, and it changes colors all the way down to a blue, to a back, and then goes to like a dark maroonish red. But
are they denim?
Kinda, but but the back is also different. And the Terry is like super nice. But what was I gonna say? And then every band they release is on a series of a weapon. So this is the Warhammer.
So that's cool.
Like Mario's little big Warhammer there. This one is on the same drop. And this one is this is my personal one. And I'm gonna wear it this weekend actually, and it's the Pastana. I bought it because Shane Pastana, their old coach, they made one for him. I've got this one because I felt like I can go with anything. It doesn't clash, like but this is very standard. But you can see the design in it, and it's like
that's a cool like camo, like a modern some sort of cryptic camo.
Yeah, and it's hard to light out, but anyways. They typically release like 10 or 15 different designs per drop, and then they're all labeled like 1 through whatever, 1 through whatever, and then when those are done, they have they'll make like the Hector, they made 90 Hectors, and the Pastana they made 118 Pastanas, and then I had a Fabrice, they made, I forget how many Fabrices, I think like 100 Fabrices. So they make all these headbands, and once they're out, then they just go to the next designs, and they just design a whole bunch of other random ones and keep it moving.
That's cool. I didn't know it was that in depth.
Yeah, they typically make them after pro players, like certain players, like I said, Pastana got one for coaching. This last drop, there was Catfish got one.
That's probably a good one.
Who got one? Nikki Cuba got one. Actually, which is funny, got one from I can't his name. Rocky Kagnogi got one.
Oh, that's probably a cool one too.
1 of 1.
Oh shit!
It's just his. They made it just for him and sent it to him. So he has his own band there. But I seen them do that a couple other times too. I forget what one of the older Ironman players, Ty Adamson. I seen him and his wife make a post about it, and they made him one and wrote him a long ass letter and usually sent it with him. So I thought it was kind of cool. So
yeah, they're sweet. I'll have to get a good look at yours. I might sign up for the alerts. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hurt. I mean,
yeah,
if you get it, you don't like it, you can literally just post it up for sale for $500 and it's gone.
Yeah, that's fucking.
It's not like you're missing out on anything, but you know.
That's fucking crazy to me. Like I said, I saw the people selling them, and at first thought it was like not bullshit. I thought people were asking for 500. You know what I mean?
Oh no, they instant sell for that. See if they have any up right now. Go to their page.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Sometimes the last week they've had
How do I spell it?
Hormesis. So it's HORMESIS.
Let's see.
I got two other ones in the room that are pretty dope too. They're a little bit different.
Yeah, I knew they were slamming down on the people ordering more than one. Look at you. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me with 4 of the same headbands.
Jesus.
The same drop. Couldn't be me.
Nah, it looks like they're all sold out. God dang it. You're the fucking shitbag that caused this.
No, that was up way before me. And technically, if you want to get serious, they were ordered by 4 different people from 4 different locations with 4 different debit cards. So, you know, who's to say?
God.
I mean, technically, Courtney can get one, right?
Yeah.
She's a player.
Yeah.
She's allowed to have one. So, fuck them.
Okay, I'm going to send you something. When's the last time you've been on their website?
About a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Hop on there right now. Or I'll just send you the link.
Do they have, hold on, I got it. It's auto saved.
I figured it was. Just go to like products.
Do they have what you call it on there? Do they have the bidding on there right now?
Well, it just has a price. It's not open for bid yet. Do you see like the price?
I don't. Products.
I'm sure it's just a stock number, but when you're scrolling through,
yeah,
that's
just a fake pack. We actually have that one. We actually have that one.
You have the whole pack, or just
the Duke of Roses band? We have the Duke of Roses.
This isn't the Duke of Roses.
Oh, I'm looking at one's $999,000.
Oh, I mean that must be the same one, but
yeah, it says Duke of Roses Iron Kids auction package.
Oh, this one says the captain. This is Alex Fraige's auction pack.
Yeah, see, Duke of Roses is Greenspans.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see. Oh, yeah, his is right at the top. I don't know how I missed his.
Yeah, but yeah, do you see all the different headbands right now?
Yeah, I kind of want
those were probably released. Like the One Trick Pony I know was Ryan Greenspan, I think. A lot of these are like older ones. So these are probably just ones that have been up for a minute.
Dang, I wouldn't mind getting the captain one. That'd go great with my force.
Yeah, there's I seen that a lot of guys have that one. Where you see the difference in level, and like one's 85, one's 100, and one's like 135.
Yeah.
See that other one right there, that Captain Iron Kids Blue, that one's fire.
Yeah.
That one's good. Yeah, last week they did those. You still wanted the beanie, the headband, and something else. They did 4 auctions and they all sold for over like $900.
Well, I went on the waiting list for the regular captain because that's the only one I could join a waiting list for. So we'll see.
Ask Kevin because Kevin said, "Ooh, yeah." Go ask Kevin because somebody I thought said you can't get on multiple waiting lists, but then I think somebody said that doesn't hurt you. You can get on multiple waiting lists because there's also the DeMeo. I think it's the Demio. That one's on there. It's pretty dope. The Emperor. Oh, go look at the Emperor. That's the one. If I were you, I'd go after the Emperor. That was just like you just talked about.
Oh, yeah, that was nice too.
It's going to be a lot more rare.
Yeah, I'll see if I can join multiple waiting lists.
Yeah, and that one's the katana drop. You can see the tail in the back. It's gonna have a sword on it. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Let me see. Let me do this real fast. We can wrap this sucker up in just a second.
Soft goods.
Soft goods, man.
Insane. People are wild.
Like I was so shocked when I saw the pricing. Yep, I was able to get on multiple waiting lists.
There you go.
So.
Won't hurt you get them all. Fuck them.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Those would be the only ones I would wear, I think.
You can get that one and sell it.
Yeah. God, now they're not going to pick me. I actually don't mind the Dream either. That one would come sweet. But
there's some pretty dope ones in there.
Yeah.
Like, whatever gets you out of that shitty ass fucking green beanie you wear that everybody.
It's summertime. I'm not wearing the green beanie. I'll go back to my swimmer's cap with my Charm City headband. That's what I'll go to now.
Charm City dog shit.
His are handmade too, man. There's only 3 of the kind I got. Only 3 of them. Just saying. It looks good. But anything else you want to talk about, good sir?
No, I think we're good. I think we're gonna try to go up to Augusta to return the favor for 843 this week.
Okay.
So
just keep me posted.
So shall see. They were talking about having about 6 or 7 teams there. They mentioned them, the Pirates, Cypress, KMA, us. Thought somebody else too, but I'm not sure. So I think we're gonna try for that. We'll go from there.
Cool. Well, that'll be fun. Like I said, just shoot me a text. Let me know, because I don't get to get on my phone as much in my new job as I am used to.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I share an office.
Ooh.
So I mean, she plays on her phone too. Like, not plays on her phone, but between working, we play on our phone. But she's not doing IT, so I have a lot more free time. So I'm sitting there going, "Fuck, I really need to check Facebook." And my back faces like the main door, and I'm like, "Shit, I can't see behind me." So I'll turn. This is like kind of creepy, a little too much information. I'll turn my webcam on so it looks over my shoulder, so I can see when people walk in the door.
Jesus.
But all right, I'll take us out of here. Thanks for listening, watching. We had people sold some merch, and I don't think I ever told you this. Everything we sold last week to the end of the month, I forget exactly what I said. I'll check. I'm gonna donate to Alex's MVPS thing, because it's not like we sell a lot of money on t-shirts. Normally it's enough to pay for the podcast anyway. But we're doing that. So thanks for listening and watching, and we will check y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Later, bums.